Hello everyone, welcome to all. Subject Industrial Engineering, Chapter Sequencing, Topic Question based on sequencing rule for n jobs on one machine. So students, today we are going to discuss a question which based on sequencing rule for n jobs on one machine. So let's start. First read question. Obtained a sequence for the following set of job to be proceeds on a single machine using a SPT rule and EDD rule, using a short processing time rule and earliest due date rule, and also determine the make span time, job flow time for each job, average job flow time per job, average number of jobs in system, average tardiness per job and number of tardy job. Okay students, in the question one table is given in which the processing time and due date corresponding to jobs are given. So first of all we determine the sequencing of job by help of SPT rule, then determine the make span time and job flow time per job and average job flow time per job, average number of jobs in the system, and so on. After that, the sequencing of job by EDD rule. So after that we determine the sequencing of job by earliest due date. Then similar processes follow. First of all, find out the make span time and job flow time for each job and average number of job in system, and so on. So let's start to solve this question. This table is given in this question. In this table, the jobs corresponding to processing time and due date are given. Let's take the processing time in minute and due date is also taken in a minute. Okay students, the job A is given and processing time is 13 minutes is given and due date is 42, corresponding to B, C, D, E, F, G, H jobs, and corresponding processing time and due dates are given. First of all, we determine the sequencing of job by SPT rule. So in the SPT rule, according to SPT rule, the job are sequencing in such a manner in increasing order of a processing time. So first of all we take, so in SPT rule, here SPT rule, increasing of processing time. So in SPT rule, our job is sequenced according to increasing of the processing time. So first of all determine the minimum. So after that the next higher. So minimum to the maximum processing time are sequenced in the SPT rule. So first of all determine the minimum processing time. What is a minimum processing time? Here the 6. So 6 processing time corresponding to C. So C is taken as a first. Next higher is 9. So 9 is taken as a second. Next higher is 10. So F job is taken as a third one. Next higher 12. So G is taken as a fourth. Next higher 13. So A is taken as a fifth. Next higher 14. So E is taken as a sixth. Next higher 15 processing time, which is corresponding to H. So H is taken as a 7 number. Next higher is 19. So D is taken as a 8 number in last one. Okay students, this is the sequencing of job according to SPT rule. So here according to SPT rule, what is the sequencing of job? The first one is taken as C, second one B, third one F, fourth one G, fifth one A, sixth one is E, seventh one H, and last 8 is D. So here the C, B, F, G, A, E, H, D are the sequencing of job according to SPT rule. Clear to all? Okay. According to EDD rule, it says that the job are sequenced in such a manner in increasing order of the due date. Minimum due date is taken as a first and maximum due date is taken as a last. So search the minimum due date. So here the minimum due date is, search here the minimum due date is, here the 42 is the minimum. 42 is a minimum, so taken as a first. So A job is taken as a first number in EDD rule. Next higher is 49. So C job is taken as second number, and next higher is 51. So B job is taken as a third number, and next higher is 58. So G job is taken as fourth number. Next higher is 65. So F job is taken as a fifth number. Next higher is 72. So H job is taken as sixth number. Next higher is 82. So D job is taken as seventh number, and next higher is 91. So E job is taken as 8th number. So what is the sequencing according to the EDD, earliest due date rule, EDD rule? First number is A job, on second number C job, third number B job, fourth number G job, fifth number F, on sixth number H, on seventh number D, and on 8th number last number is E. So A, C, B, G, F, H, D, E is sequencing of the job according to EDD rule. Clear to all? Okay. In the previous slide, we determined the sequencing of job according to the SPTD rule. So in this table, put the sequencing of job by SPTD rule. So arrange this. So C job is a first, second is a B, third one is a F, fourth G, fifth one is a, sixth one is a E, seventh one H, and last one is a D. The processing time and due date is given in the question. So by the help of the question, written the processing time and due date of this sequencing job. So what is the processing time and due date of C job is 6 and 49 is the due date. What is the processing time of B is 9 and due date is 51. Similar, written all the job. So F is a 10 and 65. Here the G 12, 58. For A is 13 and 42 is your due date. E is 14 and 91 due date. H 15 and 72 is due date. D is 19 and 82 is your due date. Okay students, in this table we determine the job flow time. So what is the job flow time, students? It is a time from some starting point. It is a time from some starting point until that a particular job is completed. Let's take an example. If the job A is inserted in the machine and started time is t is equals to 0 minute, after the t is equals to 6 minute, the job A is completed. So 6 minute is your job flow time for A. So job flow time is a time from some starting point until that the particular job is completed. So here the C job is inserted in the machine at 0 minute, plus what is the processing time of C job is 6 minute. So here after the 6 minute the job C is completed. So 6 is the job flow time for C job. After the 6 minute our machine is free. So after the 6 minute the B job is insert, and what is the processing time of B job is 9. So here the job flow time for B job is 15. Clear to all? Similarly, after the 15 minute our machine is free. So after 15 minute the job F is insert, and what is the processing time of F is 10. So calculate this is 25. 25 is a job flow time for F job. Similarly, after 25 minutes our machine is free. We'll add the processing time of G job and calculate this as 37 is your the job flow time for G. Similarly, after the 37 our machine is free and job A is insert plus what is the processing time of A is 13. Calculate this, the 50 is your the job flow time for A. Similarly, after the 50 minute our machine is free, add the processing time of E, so 64 is a job flow time for E. As 64 plus 15 is a processing time, so 79. Here the 79 plus 19 is the processing time of D is nothing but 98. So clear to all. What is a job flow time? So the job flow time for C job is 6, for B job 15, F job 25, G job 37, A job is 50, E job is 64 and H job 79, D job is 98. It is a job flow time per job. Clear to all how to calculate the job flow time per job? Okay student. Here they calculate the make span time. So what is a make span time? Make span time, it is a time from which when the processing is start on the first job in the set until the last job is completed. Here the processing is start from the C job and at time is equals to 0 minute our processing is start on the first job. Until that the last job is completed in the set. In the set our last job is D. So after the 98 minute our last job is completed. So here the make span time is a time gap between when the processing is begin on the first job and the last job is completed in our the set of jobs. So 98 is your make span time. So what is a make span time students? Here the 98 is your make span time. Clear to all? Here the one more thing is calculate the total job flow time which is used to determine the average job flow time per job. So calculate all the job flow time 6 plus 15 plus 25 plus 37 plus 50 plus 64 plus 79 plus 98. So how much? It is a 374 is your job flow time. Clear to all students? Okay. Here we calculate the tardiness. What is a tardiness? Tardiness is nothing but it is amount of time by which a particular job delay beyond the due date is known as a tardiness. If our job is completed before the due date, so tardiness is 0. Here for the tardiness we compare the due date with respect to job flow time. Because after this job flow time, after the 6 minute our C job is completed. Okay students, so due date is compared with respect to the job flow time. So for C job our due date is 49 and job flow time is 6. So before the due date our C job is completed, so what is the tardiness is 0. Similarly for B job our job flow time is 15 and due date is 51. So before the due date our job is completed, so tardiness is 0. Here for the F job our job flow time is 25 and due date is 65. So before the due date job is completed, so tardiness is 0. For G job the job flow time is 37 and 58 is due date. So here the tardiness is 0. Here our job flow time for A job is 50. A job is 50 job flow time and due date is 42. So here the job A is delayed beyond the due date. So how much amount of the delay? 50 minus 8 is not 50 minus 42. Sorry, 50 minus 42. So how much? 8. So 8 minute our A job is delayed beyond the due date. So 8 is your tardiness. Okay students. Here for E job the job flow time is 64 and due date is 91. So before the due date our job is completed, so tardiness is 0. For H job our job flow time is 79 but the due date is 72. So our job is delayed beyond the due date. So how much delay is 7. For D job flow time is 98 and due date is 82. So our job D is delayed beyond the due date. So how much delay? 98 minus 82. So how much? The 16 is the tardiness of the job of D. Okay student. So the number of the tardy job is here 1, 2, 3. So number of tardy job is 3. This terminology is also asked in question. So our answer is number of tardy job is 3. Okay student. Here we calculate the total tardiness. Total tardiness. So what is your total tardiness? 8 plus 7 plus 16. So 31 is your total tardiness. Clear to all students how to calculate the job flow time and how to calculate the tardiness and how to calculate the number of tardy job and how to calculate the make span time. Clear to all? Let's. In the question, ask the average job flow time per job. Okay students, average job flow time per job. So average job flow time per job is nothing but total job flow time with respect to number of job. So total job flow time is calculated, it is a 374 and number of job is 8. So calculate this, it is a 46.75. Okay friends, and approx is so 47 is your average job flow time per job. Clear to all? Okay. The next terminology is asked that average tardiness per job. Average tardiness per job. So it is nothing but total tardiness with respect to number of jobs. The total tardiness is 31 and number of job is 8. So it is a 3.87 is your answer. The average tardiness per job is 3.87 is your answer. After that, calculate the average number of job in system. Average number of jobs in system. So we know that the average number of job in system is nothing but total job flow time with respect to make span time. So what is the total job flow time? 374 is total job flow time and make span time is 98. So calculate this, it is nothing but 3.816. So 3.816 is the average number of job in our system. Okay students, clear to all? Next one is the number of tardy job. As we calculate in the previous slide, the number of tardy job is 3. Clear to all how to calculate the sum terminology and how to calculate the sequencing by SPT rule and calculate the sum terminology. Okay students, let's move. In our question, first determine the SPT rule and in a second portion, he asked about the EDD rule. He asked the sequencing according to the EDD rule and determine the make span time and average job flow time per job and average number of job in the system and average tardiness per job and tardy job. Here, in the previous slide, we are sequence the job according to the EDD rule. In this table, written all the job in the sequencing manner according to the EDD rule. So right here, according to the EDD rule, the job are sequenced in such a manner A. It is determined in the previous slide, okay student? But in this table, I written all the job in the sequencing manner in EDD and written the processing time of this job and due date corresponding to this job. By the help of this, we calculate the job flow time and tardiness. Clear to all? So A job is first, C is second, B is third one, G is fourth one, F fifth, H 6th, 7th is 8th and E is last one. Okay students, the processing time and due date corresponding to A is 30 and 42. Similar, write all the processing time and due date of the C. C job is 6 and 49, 9, 51, 12, 58, 10, 65, 15, 72, 19, 82. It is given in this question. Okay, student, 14 and 91. Okay, first of all calculate the job flow time. In the previous session we discussed the job flow time is a nothing but a time. It is a nothing but a time from some starting point until that the particular job is completed. Okay, so here at 0 minute the job A is insert, and what is the processing time is a 13. So after the 13 minute the job A is completed, so job flow time for A is 13. After the 13 minute our machine is free, then insert the C job, and what is the processing time of C is 6. So 13 plus 6 is 19 is the job flow time of C. Similarly after 19 minutes our machine is free, then add the processing time. In this 19 add this processing time, so calculate the 28 is the job flow time for B. So after the 28 minute our machine is free, and insert the G job, and what is the processing time of G is 12, and calculate this. So it is a 40 is a job flow time for G. After the 40 minute our machine is free, and insert the F job, and what is the processing time of F is 10, so 50 is a job flow time for F. Similarly for H, 50 plus 15 is a processing time, so 65. Similarly for D, after 65 minute our machine is free, and insert the D job, and what is the processing time, 8 this processing time in this time, so 65 plus 19 is nothing but how much, 84. After 84 minutes our machine is free, so E job is insert plus what is the processing time is 14, so how much, here the 98. Similarly the make span time is your 98, because the make span time is a time gap between when the processing is start on the first job until that the last job is completed. So after the 98 minute our last job is completed, so make span time is 98. Clear to all students? Okay, here we calculate the total job flow time. Here what is your make span time is 98, and job flow time per job is for A job 13, C job 19, B job 28, G job 40 is a job flow time, F 50, H 65, and D 84, and E is 98 is a job flow time for all job. Okay students, job flow time for per job. Clear to all? And what is the make span time is 98. Here we calculate the total job flow time, which is helpful to determine the average job flow time per job. So calculate 13 plus 19 plus 28 plus 40 plus 50 plus 65 plus 84 plus 98. So how much? It is a 397. So total job flow time is a 397. Here we calculate the tardiness. So what is a tardiness? If the job is delayed beyond the due date, tardiness is nothing but amount of the time for which our job is delayed beyond the due date. If our job is completed before the due date, so tardiness is 0. The tardiness, similarly we can find the tardiness in the SPT rule. So similarly way in the EDD rule we can find. So in the tardiness we compare the due date with respect to job flow time. Okay student, job flow time. So for A job the job flow time is 13. After 13 minutes job A is completed, but due date is 14. So before the due date our job is completed, so tardiness is 0. For C job the job flow time is 19 and due date is 49. Before the due date our job is completed, so tardiness is 0. Similarly for B job the job flow time is 28 and 51 is due date. Before the due date our job is completed, so tardiness is 0. Similarly for G the job flow time is 40 and due date is 58. Before the due date our job is completed, so due date is so tardiness is 0. Similarly here the job flow time is 50 and due date is 65, so our job is completed before the due date, tiredness is 0. Here the 65 is a job flow time and 72 is a due date. Here similarly the tiredness is 0 because the job is completed before the due date. Here the job flow time is 84 and due date is 82. So here our job is delay with 2 minutes. Okay students, because the job flow time is 84 and due date is 82, so 84 minus 82 is nothing but 2. Here the job flow time for each job is 98 and due date is 91, so our job is delay with respect to the 7. So here the total tiredness is, how much total tiredness is a 9, and number of tardy job is 2. Clear to all? By the help of ETT rule, the number of tardy job is reduces and total tardiness is also reduces. Okay students, let's move. In the question ask that average job flow time is nothing but total job flow time with respect to number of jobs. The total job flow time is 397 and number of job is 8. So how much? 49.62 is the average job flow time per job. Clear to all? Next terminology is asked average tardiness per job is calculated. So what is the average tardiness per job? It is nothing but total tardiness with respect to number of jobs. The total tardiness is 9 and number of job is 8, so it is a 1.125. So in the ETT rule we can conclude that the average tardiness per job is reduces as compared to the SPT rule. Clear to all? The next terminology, calculate the average number of jobs in system. So average number of job in system is nothing but total job flow time with respect to make span time. So total job flow time is 397 and make span time is 98. So how much? It is a 4.05. Clear to all? The average number of job in system is 4.05 in EDD, but in SPT the average number of jobs in system is 3.816. So we can say that the average number of job in a system or average job flow time is less in SPT rule, as compared to the EDD. So we can say that SPT is better than the EDD. Okay students, one note here. From the average number of job in the system we conclude that for EDD it is more as compared to the SPT. So taken one note, the average number of jobs in system and average job flow time per job is less in SPT as compared to EDD. So we can say that SPT is better than EDD. Clear to all? Okay students, thank you so much for watching. To be continued in next topic.